Hi, I'm BrenRose, a mixed media artist, poet, and writer. Welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. This video is about mind mapping, which most of us have done at some point or the other in our life. Here are a few examples on mind mapping, which I've taken from Pinterest. To put it in simple terms, it's getting all the ideas out of your head and pouring them onto a sheet of paper so it stares back at you and reminds you to do something about it. Then you start putting dates and goals to it and chase it. As simple as that. Think of the notes you took at school or at university, the notes you scribbled at work, the notes you made when you wanted to achieve something in life, the notes you made before exams. These are all little examples of mind mapping. Now, with those notes, think about the doodles you made. Straight lines, wonky lines, lines connecting to each other, lines trying to break free from each other and connect to something else. Aha, I can see some people going here, hey, that's me. And some minds going like blah blah. I didn't do any of these and I don't see the need to. Great, either way, whatever floats your boat, right? You have to do whatever best works for you. I'm a person who has been setting goals since I was a teenager. Always had a diary at my bedside. At the end of each year, I flick through my diary and tick mark what I achieved, and whatever I haven't, I take it to the new journal. Or if it doesn't serve my purpose anymore, I cross it out. If you're not a diary or a journal person, all you need is a single sheet of paper for mind mapping. I use a lot of acronyms in my mind mapping. Acronyms help to remember words and sentences better. Like at some places, I put ST, which is short term, or LT, which is long term, ASAP, which is as soon as possible. And I make up many acronyms to help me to remember things easier. Remember to keep it simple though, one word only, not a whole paragraph or a phrase. A tiny drawing to spark off a connecting memory. For example, if you're writing goals on poetry, just put a glass of wine at the side of Omar Khayyam or a heart for Rumi. I'm doing a quick example of mind mapping here. My writing goal for 2024 is to revise 3 children picture book stories that I've written, and my art goal is to finalize illustrations for one of these stories. So these are two of my main goals for 2024. I'm showing you the goals that I've set for January. The first week of January, I'm aiming to work on story number 1. I'll borrow 6 children picture books from the library and read them before I start doing any revisions on my first story. As I read each book, I'll add them to the list of books that I've already read. I have this list on an Excel sheet prepared since years for different genres of books that I read, and I just keep adding to it. Then in the second week of January, I'll read the 6 books again for a second time and jot things down that I may have missed in my own picture book. I'll see if I can make any changes to create more impact on my story. For the third week of January, I'll start making notes and editing my story. I've made 16 revisions to this story last year and then sent it on to a professional editor. She returned it to me with comments on my story and her suggestions. Then in the fourth week of January, I'll aim to bring down the words from 700 to 600 and reduce unnecessary words that don't add to the story. In the fourth week, I'll also work on my art goals. I'll start doing some rough sketches for the character design on my story. At the same time, during the 4 weeks, I'll also create poetry and record it for my reels on Instagram and YouTube. I'd also like to complete some of the online courses that I have pending to be completed during these 4 weeks. Well, this is a snapshot of my goals for January. In the same way, I'll do it for the rest of the year. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you try using mind mapping if you haven't already done so. Trust me, it helps you to stay focused, remain positive, and forge ahead. Don't worry if you can't do what you have written down. Life does get busy and sometimes you can't, so treat yourself kindly. All the best, my friend. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video soon.